Hi, welcome to this Corbettmaths video on identities, and in this video we're going to focus on equating coefficients. And equating coefficients is a really useful technique to find missing numbers in identities. So here we've got an identity, and it's 4 bracket x plus 10 close brackets is equivalent to 4x plus 40. And it's an identity because no matter what the values for x are, the left hand side will always be equal to the right hand side of this identity. So if we've got an identity like this and we've been asked to find missing numbers, we can use a technique called equating coefficients to be able to help us work those out. And we'll come back to this example later. So here we've got another identity, and our identity says 4x squared plus 7x minus 1 is equivalent to ax squared plus bx plus 3x plus c. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use this technique of equating coefficients, and let's think what this means. Equating means put equal to, and coefficients, well, coefficients is a fancy word for just the number in front of something. So here the coefficient of this x squared is 4. The coefficient of this x is 7. This is just a constant on the end. Here you've got our ax squared, so the coefficient would be a, bx, the coefficient would be b, 3x, the coefficient is 3, and so on. So what we can do is we can equate them, because we know that if you've got a 4x squared on the left hand side, you're going to have a 4x squared on the right hand side of an identity. So that means that 4 has to equal a, and so on. So let's use this technique. So let's start off by equating the coefficients of x squared. Now that's quite a long thing to write down. If you're doing this into your notes, I'd write it down, equating the coefficients of x squared. If you're doing a test, you might not want to spend the time writing equating the coefficients of x squared. You might want to just write it down as shorthand, and the examiner will know what you're talking about. So we've got here 4x squared and ax squared. There are x squared terms. No other terms have an x squared in it. So on the left hand side, the coefficient of x squared is 4, so we're going to write 4. Equating, so we're going to put equal to, and on the right hand side we've got ax squared, so the coefficient is a, 4 is equal to a, and that's it. So a equals 4. Okay, so we found a, now let's find our b. So let's equating the coefficients of x. So on the left hand side, the x terms are this 7x, so the coefficient of x here is 7. And on the right hand side, we've got two terms of x. We've got a bx and a plus 3x. So the coefficient of bx would be b, and the coefficient of plus 3x, well, it's going to be plus 3. So if you solve this equation by subtracting 3 from both sides, you're going to get 4 equals b. So we've got b equals 4. So we found two of our unknowns. We found a and b. Now let's find our c. So now we've equated the coefficients of x squared and equating the coefficients of x. Now what we're going to do is we're going to equate the constants. Constants are just numbers. So equating the constants. So on the left hand side, our constant is our minus 1. And on our right hand side, our constant, our number is c. So minus 1 equals c, so c equals minus 1. So that's it. So equating the coefficients just means putting the numbers that are in front of the x cubes equal to each other on the left hand side and the right hand side. It can mean equating the coefficients of x squared, so the numbers in front of the x squareds, the numbers in front of the x's, and then the constants at the end. And that's the technique called equating the coefficients, and it's really useful. Let's have a look at another question now. So here we've got another identity, and we've got brackets in it. So let's expand our brackets. So we're going to have 9 times 2x, so that's going to be 18x plus 9 times 3 is plus 27. And then we've got another bracket, so let's expand this. So 4 times 2x would be plus 8x, and 4 times b would be plus 4b. And that's going to be equivalent to ax plus 5. So now let's simplify this left-hand side. We've got 18x and 8x, so adding our 18x and 8x together would give us 26x, so 26x. And then we've got plus 27, and we've got plus 4b. And then on our right hand side, we've still just got ax plus 5. So now let's equate the coefficients of x and equate our constants. So equating the coefficients of x. So on our left hand side, we have got 26x, and we've got no other terms of x on it on our left hand side. And on our right hand side, we've got ax. So that means that 26 will equal a. So that means that a equals 26. So we've found a, so now let's find our b. So let's equate our constants. So equating the constants. On our left hand side, we've got 27 as a constant and 4b. So b is just a number, so 4b would be a number. So on the left hand side, we've got 27 plus 4b. And on our right hand side, we've got that's equal to 5. So let's solve this equation. Let's subtract 27 from both sides. So we would get 4b is equal to minus 22. And dividing by 4 would give you that b equals minus 5.5. And that's it. We'll find our values of a and b by equating the coefficients. Okay, let's have a look at our next question. So our next question is the one that we looked at earlier on in this video. So we've got our brackets, and we've got plus ax plus b, and then we've got its equivalent to, and then we've got our right hand side. And we've been asked to find our values of a and b. So let's expand our brackets. So that would give us 3x squared, and then we've got minus 15x, and then we've got minus x, and then we've got plus 5. And then we've also then got our plus ax plus b, and that is equivalent to 3x squared plus 11x minus 1. Now let's simplify this left hand side. We've got our 3x squared, we've got no other x squared terms, we've then got minus 15x minus x, that'd be minus 16x. We also have our plus ax. Well, we can't add, because we don't know our value for a, we can't really do anything with that. Let's just write our minus 16x, we've got our plus 5, and then we've got our plus ax and our plus b. And that's equivalent to 3x squared plus 11x minus 1. Okay, so now let's equate our coefficients. Now, there's no point equating the coefficients of x squared, because actually we've already got 3x squared on the left and 3x squared on the right, so we know that they're equal to each other. So let's start off by equating our coefficients of x. So equating the coefficients of x. So on our left hand side, the numbers in front of our x are, we've got our minus 16, so minus 16, and then we've got plus ax, so that's going to be plus a. So there are numbers in front of our x's on the left hand side, minus 16 and plus a. And then on the right hand side, equating, so put equal to, we've got that's equal to 11. So if we want to solve this, we're going to add 16 to both sides, so we're going to get a equals 27. So we've equated our coefficients of x and we found a. Now let's get our b by equating our constants. So on the left hand side, our constants are 5 and b, so we've got 5 plus b. And on the right hand side, we've got that's equal to minus 1. So let's find our b by subtracting 5 from both sides, so we're going to get b is equal to minus 6. And that's it. So a is equal to 27 and b is equal to minus 6. Okay, so let's have a look at our last example. So our last example asks us to work out the value of a, b, and c. And here's our identity. It's 9x cubed plus, and in brackets, x plus a, close brackets, and then in brackets again, x plus b, close brackets, plus cx, and that's equivalent to ax cubed plus x squared plus 12x minus 24. So first of all, let's start by expanding our brackets. So we're going to get 9x cubed plus, now x times x is x squared, x times b would be plus bx, a times x would be plus ax, and a times b is plus ab. And then we've got our plus cx, and that's equivalent to our right hand side. Okay, so let's now equate our coefficients, and let's start off with our x cubed. So equating coefficients of x cubed. And that will give us, well, on the left hand side we've got 9x cubed, and no other term on the left hand side is an x cubed term, so that is going to be 9, and that's equal to, and on our right hand side our x cubed terms are ax cubed plus x cubed. So we've got an a is the coefficient there, and then plus, and here we've got x cubed. So remember, x cubed is the same as 1x cubed, so the coefficient there is a 1, so plus 1. So that means that a equals 8. Okay, so we've now found our a. Now if we look at our x squareds, on our left hand side we've got x squared, on our right hand side we've got x squared, and we've got no other x squared terms, so there's no point equating our coefficients of x squared. Now let's look at our coefficients of x. So on our left hand side we've got bx, so b is the coefficient there, plus ax, so plus a, and then plus cx, so plus c. And on our right hand side we've only got one x term, and that's 12x, so our coefficient there is 12, so that's equal to 12. Now remember, a is equal to 8, so it's going to be b plus 8 plus c equals 12. And then if we take away 8 from both sides, we get b plus c is equal to 4. Now we can't go any further with that, so now let's look at our constants. So let's equate our constants. So on our left hand side we've got x cubed, we've got x squared, x, AB, that's a constant, and then CX. So our constant is AB on the left hand side, and on the right hand side our constant is minus 24. So AB equals minus 24. Now remember A is equal to 8, so that's going to be 8B is equal to minus 24. So if we divide both sides by 8, we're going to get B is equal to minus 3. Now we know that B is equal to minus 3, we can go back to our equation here of B plus C equals 4, and we can put in our minus 3. So minus 3 plus C is equal to 4, and we can add 3 to both sides to get C is equal to 7. And that's it. So A is equal to 8, B is equal to minus 3, and C is equal to 7. Okay, and that's it.